What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Liesel, also known as With Love Liesel on all my social media platforms. If you are here for the first time, I hope you stay. I hope you subscribe, that you like, comment, and become part of my family. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, you guys, and thank you for being here. So thank you to those who are subscribed to my channel. For those of you who are watching my videos and you are not subscribed to my channel, guys, you do not pay to subscribe. You just need to click on the subscribe button. You can also click the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. So just subscribe to the channel, okay? Welcome you guys to Motivational Monday, where I'm going to share an experience with you, a story with you, because we like stories, okay? We like stories. Any skinny stories here? We like lekker stories that can encourage us, that can mold us, that can uplift us, that can force us to become better. You can take from this story whatever you want to. I know there will be a few things that will encourage you, that will uplift you, that will motivate you. So let's get into the story. So a few years back, like I explained in one of my previous videos, that I was doing an internship at this company, right? This is my first internship, not the second one, the first one. So I've made mention of this in one of my other videos. So I'm working at this company. I'm doing my internship at this company, and this company, basically they said that they don't have the budget to pay students to do the internship at their company, but they can accommodate us. They can accommodate us to do the internship there, but they don't have the budget to pay us, right? They offered us that full 18 months internship. They initially wanted 20 students to come and do the internship there, but the students was just not interested because they only offered a 1,000 Rand per month, and that was basically just for traveling, right? So the students was like, no, that is too little money, we're not interested, like there's not even change leave, that is basically just your traveling. So from the 20 that they initially wanted, it was only 2 that ended up going. It was myself and another lady, right? So why did I go? Right? That is the question. So for me, it was, I knew that I wanted to get done with the studies. Second thing was, I wanted the work experience, right? I was on the work experience, because to me it was like, the sooner I can get the work experience, the sooner I can apply like for proper jobs, Because if I'm not going to sit at home and wait for an internship that is going to pay me how many 1,000 rands, then that is already a few months that is passing by, and I did not sign up for that business. So this internship, luckily, straight out of college when we were done, then we could immediately start at this company and complete your 18 months. Only thing is, like I said, they offered 1,000 Rand per month. Mind you guys, this is a few years ago, right? This one day I came from work and I browsed through the newspaper, and at the back of the newspaper they have the job ads, right? And in this, there's a job ad that says they need an administrator to start immediately. This is past 5, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I don't have the work experience. I am not an administrator. I have no clue what needs to be done, but let me just give this a go. Let me give it a try. Let me apply for this job and see what happens. Guys, this is past 5, like I said. So I'm sending my CV via email. In the next few minutes, like just a few minutes after that, they reply and they ask me to come for an interview the very next day, because that is how desperately they needed the person to start. Okay, so they send me an email, they say I must come for an interview the next day if I'm available. Now, I am that person that I don't want to stay absent. I don't want to now go and think of an excuse of why I won't be in work. Like, I don't like all of that stuff. So I'm just like, how am I going to make? So now I'm stressing because I really want to go for this interview, because the fact that these people reply to my email like in a few minutes, that says a lot. And I wanted to go for this interview, and if this interview was successful, then kudos. Also, guys, mind you, at this point in time, at home, things was a bit hectic, and we were struggling. There wasn't money, no one was working, like it was that kind of a situation. So, it was a bit swaar gegaan, like it was a bit tough times and so. And so, yeah, I come with my 1,000 Rand per month, not contributing anything to the household or whatever, not even making the situation a difference to the situation, because what is 1,000 Rand in a household? You get me? So, yeah, I come with my 1,000 Rand, and with that 1,000 Rand, traveling needs to be paid. Lunch must be packed every day. I'm the kind of person that when I start a new job or I like new clothes, okay? So I like new clothes. And of that 1,000 Rand, somewhere, somehow, 50 Rand, 70 Rand, whether I buy me a 50 Rand top and like somewhere I had to get like at least 2 to 3 items, new items, right? So it was a bit tough at that point in time. So I'm applying for the job, I get the interview, I go the following day. Also this company was a bit far from where I stayed, right? So I go for this interview, and guys, if I tell you that this was the best interview, like I have gone for interviews, right? I have gone for interviews. It's not something that I like. It's not something that I enjoy. I really don't. For me, I really sometimes just feel like, look at my CV and make your decision from there. Like, don't come, like, I don't want to go and sit there and think of what is the best answer that I now need to give you for you to now accept my answer. Like, I don't want that vibe. Anyway, like I said, I went for many interviews, like, over the years, because I worked many places. I applied for many jobs. So I had many interviews, but this specific interview was like, if I tell you it was the best interview, it was the best interview. And it was not money-wise. It wasn't even because of money and things like that. That was not why it was the best interview. The guy that interviewed me, it was one person speaking, and now he's starting to ask the questions, and interview is going. So now the big question comes, right? So it's like, so what do you currently earn what do you earn at your current job? Now, to tell you guys that I was a little embarrassed to tell this guy what I was earning, but I also knew that I had to be brutally honest. Even though I was embarrassed, I had to be honest, and I said to him, I'm earning 1,000 Rand per month, but it is an internship and they're only paying for my traveling allowance. I'm really desperate for the work experience. And he's like, okay, no, that's good, whatever. And he asks, so what is it that you would like how did he put it? So if you were to get the job here, what do you think, or what do you feel we need to pay you in this job? Guys, if I tell you, I was so nervous, I was so uncomfortable, because remember, this is the first time, like this is my first proper interview for a proper job, and this is the first time that I'm really being exposed to proper interview questions, and this is my first time that I now am being like asked this question, like, what do you mean? Like, how can you, like, whatever. Whew. He's like, so what is it that you would like us to offer you if you were to get the job? I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, what is the right answer? I took a step of boldness, right? I took a step of boldness, and I was like, with confidence, I said, I think I will be fine with 1,000 Rand per week. So guys, just to bring you back, okay? Just to bring you back. So at this point in time, I'm doing my internship at a company where I'm earning 1,000 Rand per month. Right? That is traveling allowance only. I get to my very first interview for my first proper job, first proper interview, and they ask me the question, what is your salary expectation? And here this little young girl is sitting, and she's saying very boldly, with much confidence, and I'm sitting there like I own the room, like I own the space, and I'm like, I would like to earn 1,000 Rand per week. Now, mind you, this is 4,000 Rand per month. So this is steep, you know. I'm going from 1,000 Rand a month, whoop, to 4,000 Rand a month. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for the answer. And this guy, like, with a straight face, is like, Okay, okay. But I think this guy, he could sense or he could feel or he could see that even though I gave the answer like boldly with confidence, that I wasn't as confident, right? That I wasn't comfortable with my, like I wasn't, yes, I was bold, I was confident, but I wasn't comfortable with my answer that I gave. And he's like, okay. And he says to me, and he's like, okay, we can look at that. And he says to me, before we go any further, this is now off topic. This is now besides the interview. Okay, let's just put the interview aside for now, right? Let us just understand something here. He says to me, and this is the part that I took away from that interview. Like, even though the money was good, even though whatever was fine, this is the part that I took from the interview, because never over the years, guys, have someone actually taken that minute or two to actually do this in an interview. And I don't think this happens a lot, you know? So he puts his little notes aside and he says to me, you know what, Liesel, you must remember, and remember this going forward, that you have been going to school for 12 years of your life. 12 years of your life you have gone to school to go and learn, to go and study, to go and do all of these things. After the 12 years you matriculated and you got a certificate to say that you have now matriculated and that you have a grade 12 certificate, right? He says, and after that, according to your CV, after that you went to college, you went to go and study again after college to further your education. So I want you to know this, that you must never feel uncomfortable or uncertain to ask in an interview what you want. Woo! Guys, I'm sitting here at this point. I'm not sure exactly what age I was, but I don't think that I was even 20, or 21. I don't think I was 20. I was younger than 20 at this point. And here I'm getting one of the biggest life lessons, you know, from someone that is supposed to interview me. And I was like, wow. And he says to me, you should never feel uncomfortable. You should never feel uncertain to sit in an interview room or wherever. Like, just to sit and let people know what you want. Let them know what you need. Let them know what it is that you need from them. Okay? And he says, sorry. And he says to me, you have put in the work. You have put in the work. 12 years of your life, you have put in the work. After the 12 years, you put in more work. You know? Yes, it's not a degree or a doctor's or whatever, but you've put in the work. So don't be afraid to tell people. If they ask you, what is it that we can offer to you? What is it that we can pay you? We can tell them. Let them know what they do with that information. It's entirely up to them. Guys, that is a huge life lesson. Never let people undervalue you. He takes out his calculator and he's like, okay, so if you want 1,000 Rand per week, 1,000 Rand per week, divide by, I don't know how many hours, say 40 hours, okay, it comes to an amount. And he's like, that gives me this amount per hour. And he's like, no, let's increase that amount to, I'm just making an example. So he's saying, okay, so that comes out to 20 Rand per hour, right? And he's like, no, let's make it 22 Rand per hour. I'm like, okay. Now he's calculating, he's saying 22 Rand per hour times 40 hours for the week times, it's like, no, still not looking right to me. Guys, let me remind you, I'm earning 1,000 rand per month at this point. And this guy is just going, like it's just increasing the amount. And I'm thinking to myself, if I must get this job, is this people really going to pay me this money? Because I don't know this money, you know? And he's like, let's just see. Okay, no. And I think maybe 3 or 4 times he was increasing the amount, until he now came to an amount that he was like, okay. Now, okay, I do understand that before he even came into that interview, they already had a set amount for this specific role. I know that. I didn't know it then, but I know that now, right? So when they interview you, they already have a set amount that they are willing to pay. So they will say anything between, just for an example, anything between 4,000 and 6,000 rand. So if you give them an amount that is within, then they might consider. But if you now go to, no, you want 8,000 and if it's not within their budget, then unfortunately they cannot consider you. So I think the amount that I gave was within, right? It was within budget. So he was calculating and calculating. He's just going and it's like, no, let's increase it to, okay, okay, no, that's still not making sense. Let's increase it more to, and he's like, no, it's still not making sense. Let's increase it even more. Yes. And I'm just sitting there like super shy, super embarrassed, super uncomfortable, like everything just like. And he's like, okay, so this is the final amount. And I think we came to, after all the calculations, if I'm not mistaken, I think we came to 6,000 rand a month. I cannot tell you that how perfect the timing was. Like this job literally came at the perfect time. This job came when it was most needed. This job came when it was, wow. It was just at the perfect time, at the right amount. Like I could help and I could assist and I could be there, you know. And so the encouragement that I want to leave with you today is like, in this story, you can take whatever you want from the story. You can take whatever you want from this experience. And there's so much that you can take from it, right? Remember in my previous video, I share with you guys that I was working in a warehouse, like no office experience, no finance experience, no, like none of that. And here, like God just shows up and is like, you know what? Let me just show you who I am. Like, this is just like a drop in the bucket of who I am, of what I can do, how I can do it, when I can do it, you know? Because remember guys, our timing and God's timing is not the same. The way we measure time and the way God measures time, it is not the same, okay? So you can pray and pray and pray and expect something to happen on this day, on this date, in this year, at this time. It is not the same with God. Your timing and God's timing is different. So I want to encourage you and I want to leave you with this and say that don't undervalue yourself. Like don't let, first of all, you should not undervalue yourself. Don't let other people undervalue you. If you know what you stand for, if you know what you bring to the table, if you know what you are worth, then stand on that. Stand on business. Like at that time, I wasn't really clued up in this whole interviews, corporates, job, that kind of a vibe. But you know what? I had God with me in that interview. I had God with me on that journey. And I believe that God saw my heart. It was like, you know what? If you are willing to take a job that is not even going to be enough for you for the month, if you are willing to take a job that is going to pay you 1,000 rand per month, if you are willing to do that, let me just show you what I can still do. Let me just give you a glimpse of what I can do, you know. And so I want to encourage you and say to you that it is time that you stop taking anything from anyone, allowing people to say about you and to you whatever they feel like. It is time that you stand up for yourself, that you know who you are. I want to leave this with you and say that when God wants to bless you, He's going to bless you. Okay? He's going to bless you regardless. If God wants to bless you, He don't care if the timing is right to you or if the timing is wrong to you. He's going to bless you. If God wants to show up for you, He's going to show up for you in ways and means that you cannot even fathom, that you cannot even imagine. And mind you guys, like I said, it was a difficult time at home at this point in time, and we were struggling, and I was trusting the Lord, and I believe my mommy was trusting the Lord. But let me just say, this guy that interviewed me, and this is the significant part, the guy that interviewed me was a Muslim guy. The reason why I'm mentioning that to you is to say that to you that God will use anyone to bless you. If God wants to bless you, guys, if God wants to bless you, if God have an assignment to open a door for you, if He wants to open the door for you, if He wants to bless you, if He wants to make a way for you, He will do it regardless. He don't need your permission. He don't need your family's permission. He don't even need the company's permission. He will do it. He will find a way to open the door. He will find a way to bless you. He will find a way to make a way for you. God is no respecter of man. Like, He will literally use anyone. He will use the beggar on the street to bless your day. You will use the beggar on the street to put a smile on your face. That is what God will do. If it is for you, it is for you. How you get it and when you get it, that is not important at that point in time, but God will make a way. Okay, I want to encourage you and say that God will use anyone to bless you. If God wants to bless you, He will bless you. He will bless you, whether it is in your mansion, He will bless you. Whether it is on the streets, He will bless you. Whether you're staying under the bridge, He will bless you. Whether you are staying in a shop, He will bless you. If God wants to bless you, He will bless you. With that being said, from me to you, until next time, with love, Liesl. Ciao!